everybody. I do believe we are live. How's every little body doing? I thought my pages might flatten out a little bit when they had some stuff, but they haven't. So this one may get a few days under something heavy. See if that'll do the trick. This is the little journal that I've encouraged you guys to get. It's Coptic stitched, and that means you can lay every page out flat. So without further ado, oh, we got a loose one there, don't we? That happens, especially with a sloppy gluer like I am. Hey, Clint. Yeah, I don't, I very rarely ever talk on Zoom or anything. Very rarely. All right. And what I want to do today is play a little bit. We've got, boy, talk about glare. This is the Dina Wakley gel plate tin, and it holds a bunch of stuff. So I think I'm going to start with this small 3-inch square, and then I think I might do that's a chevron. Let's do the octagonal one to start. That one. Okay. Now we got to wake these things up. It's good to see you too, Clint. Have you been crafting a bunch? You know, I may want my 8x10 up here. I keep a few of these where I can reach them without being in tin. And this one right here will be perfect. Now, as you can see, I never clean my plates. I try to leave the back side clean. I know some folks that have gotten thin lucite to put for their backer, and it really is nice to have that if you end up with little lucite acetate sheets like that. But where are we? I think first I'm just going to wake these plates up. This is Frosted Glass by Folk Art, and it's a watercolor type. You know what that is. That's a paint booger, and they are useful for putting on tabs. I've got a little cup up here. This one is totally dry, so I can't flatten it. That's okay. I save those. They end up looking like a wax seal. And right on cue, there are my babies. The minute I go live. See, you can barely see it. I like that. I've got a couple stamps here. I'm going to move under here. Help raise that up a little bit. In fact, I like that a lot. I don't want to cover my whole page. I just want spots of color. Now we've all, see, it's almost gone. We've all, and that made some cool lines like dendritic, where you pull something up off glass and it leaves those little suction marks. That's cool. Let's just go ahead and do some more. Anyway, we all learned how to do jelly plating, or those that haven't. Man, I coated that first plate. I didn't have any real understanding of opaques and transparents. Perfect. So anyway, when you're working with loose paper, it's easy to just get a routine going. But when you already have a book with pages, that's how you can do it, is use your jelly plate as a stamp. So we've got that one. This is another favorite. This bottle has been going on empty now. It's Ice Blue by Folk Art. Metallic. There's another one. I've been making classes for the Field Notes adventure. And I have not been doing fun stuff. I get a few of those little rings. But you just use it like a cling stamp. And the other thing it does is it's one more layer that you can get off on your paper. I need a piece of blotting paper. The baby boy just moved the baby gate. That'll work. I'm just blotting these so they'll dry faster. And then you'll end up with a cool sheet. And what else do I have? Well, I mean, what else do I don't have? Good. I don't guess that one's ready to come off yet. Same when applying paint. I just want it. Put some on there. Put some on here. And when you get too much paint, just put it on another plate. And that will help develop layers there. These two colors look really pretty. This is the matcha tea dyed. Hey, Joyce. I don't know, Clint. You need to get them over here. I'm jelly printing like a stamp. Okay. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit of paint in a lot of different places. It dries pretty fast. You cannot use real thick layers with this unless you're prepared to sit and wait for your pages to completely dry. So completely clear. This is another favorite. This is Chocolate Brown Metallic by Folk Art. It's great. There's another paint booger. Hey, that one's got two. One fell off and stuck up under the lid. Doesn't take much to make me happy. It's a beautiful color. Now, if you want to make sure you don't get any marks from the brayer, you can use your brayer, put the paint on another plate, and roll your paint out on that one, and then your brayer already has it's already what do I want to say, smooth. It covers the whole paint, covers the entire brayer, instead of when you pick up your paint just like this from a glob of paint, you get the marks that the paint were. I guess I need to show you that. Well, no, because you just saw it. That is such a pretty color. I love it. Let's be sure we don't forget blotting it. Doesn't that look like Amazon mud? I'm going to end up with every bottle of paint I own. But that's the fun of it. Here's another one of the watercolors. This is Sienna. Folk Art watercolor style. Okay, this is what I mean. I'll show you here. Now, if you roll it like this, you're going to get clots like that. You have to learn to pick your brayer up till you get that color all over the whole thing. Now I'm going to put it down on this, and it will be completely smooth in the places that I got paint on. And I don't want it to look too planned. Then you can use it like a stamp pad. That's what I mean. Getting some patterns off of that square one. From what was left on here. That's cool. Happy little surprises. See this? That is cool. Okay, quit cooling yourself. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. I am just enhancing the background. And so then when you get ready to do some collage, you've already got some pages with stuff on them. I didn't do that one, did I? Still thick. Let's do some more of this. That's a pretty color. This is kind of chunky. Whoops, that's why my pieces are oaky. It's because I put it on the wrong side. Check and chat. It does look like fossils. Whatever it is on there is kind of cool. And now where are you going? Oh, cool. This is the Holy Grail. It's beginning to pick up the paint that was on the plate forever. Might help if I shake them real good. Still kind of cloddy. And we can cover any of these we want to. Oh, yeah. And You can hide your square edges with just about anything you want. But remember, very, very thin. See, I'm hardly getting anything. Okay. And guess what? You don't have to follow page after page. You can jump around. Perfect. Oh, I forgot to tell you, some of these are the Flash by Folk Art. And just like that, you got too much. Ooh, those two colors look great together. Ooh. Let's do some more of that. This is Purple Flash. This is one reason why a book that lays flat is good to have. You can almost print right across the aisle. Isn't that pretty? Let's get this little round one up here. Oh, that's the... Pretty, pretty. And I have seen Jane Davenport take her jelly plate, and I think hers is made by Gelli Arts. And they're thinner. And she will actually take it, lay it in her book, like she's already got paint all over it, and then she puts it face down in her book. And because they're thinner, she can just turn the page and keep on working. And she says sometimes she leaves it overnight. Now, I don't know what kind of paper is in her book, but I've never been able to leave anything. Let's do this color in green. It would be difficult to do anything like this without gel plate. I mean, you can stamp, regular stamp, but regular stamp's not the same. These small plates are good because they're easy to hold and just bend. Look how that turned out with the crinkle in that paper. And you can just get parts of it, and that keeps it from looking like the shape. just had a fleeting thought of something. Minnie's not supposed to bark, so she talks. She still barks a little. Oh, I know what. Nope. I thought I had some distress sprays. I'm going to put, oh God, yellow. I know, you can use yellow and it'll look fine, but I'm looking in my Arteza bucket. And this is Playful Pink. Haven't used this in a long time. Something from the kitchen. Nope, it's too big. Now she's barking. She forgot all about barking. Joycey's favorite sound. Okay, that one's going back. Back in the bucket. Where's the white one? I don't see it. Okay, so now I'm going to just use this with the marks. This is a Princeton. I know exactly what I want if I can find one. Excuse me while I rustle. Well, poopy doopy. There's a little chip of a credit card. Remember those makeup things I used to buy that were silicone? We've got some going on. In fact, they were just about like this. That would work too. All those fancy toys. Duh. Okay. That's wet, but it should, let me dry it. Let me dry it. Yeah, it's not all the way dry, but close. And this little pink thing, go just a little, now you see me, now you don't type thing, is Arteza's, forget it, Playful Pink. And I did get to like that one. Would have been nice to do it before. Got to draw it out. I'm looking back at chat. Yeah, to collect paint boogers. I was showing that to Robin the other day, friend Robin McClendon. I've never done that before. I always keep everything, and I've never kept any of those. Vicky's House of Boogers. That's how I can be known forevermore. Make sure we don't have any stucky pages. I love the matcha tea. We're not stuck. Good. That's imperative if you're working in a book. And the other thing that you can do is put pieces of wax paper or deli paper between them. But I, honest to God, think, boy, that looks like a cave drawing, doesn't it? That might just have to be a drawing. Anyway. All right. I got some stamps out. Distress Oxide Speckled Egg. Looks like that's the color used on this one once before. Pretty, pretty. And a little bit of vintage photo. Good thing I'm not a perfectionist. Cool. Let's do some more blue down this other side. That's why I didn't get any there with that butterfly. Didn't have ink on it. Just adding layers. That's all we're doing. It really does help when you start going back with finishing elements. I think that little stamp has part of it missing. No, it's on there. I just haven't gotten it done yet. Okay. Let's put some more. See here, you have to roll really hard if you want to get rid of those dark areas. Now, see, this could be a great big moth. So that's why I went with, oh, look at that butterfly. A little bit of a stick. As long as you keep going back through. Hello, everybody out there in Being Quiet land. I'm looking in my paint bucket. Oh, I know what I want. Oh, that's a good one too. I'm talking to myself over here. Y'all can't even see what I'm doing. There it is. Golden Titan Green Pale and Titan Buff. And that wasn't the one I thought. So I'm going to dig in here and get this tube. Now telling how old this was. When it came to be, it's Grumbacher Interference Orange. Trouble with those little credit card pieces. They do walkabouts. I hate to waste something, so. Very good. Okay, now, a lot. Pretty marks. Okay, now let's do the same over here. All these crumpled up pages are making my life a little bit hard. Whoops. Well, that's all right. Then we'll just put some of that up there. A fan of the Gelli print patterns in grunge club. In other words, there are lots of people who do skills where the gel plate the pattern it produces is actually the star of the show. Mine are usually supporting cast. And if I don't like one of these when I get to it to paint on it, I can put gesso on top of it and then blend it out. Or like that Titan Buff, which is just about the color of the paper, which might not be a bad idea. Give me a Titan. Oh, there's the interference orange. When I first started out, I tried things that I didn't need to have. See, that toned it down really well. Let's do that again over here. Now, see, toned it way down. Wet wipe. Just see if anything happens. Not much. Okay, I'm going to dry it. That's a poppy's home bark. If the paper is cool after the heat has gone out of it, if the paper is still cool, that means it's still damp down in the paper fibers, which really doesn't matter for something like this. You just don't want the pages to stick. I like that one. I'm going to skip that one. Let's see what we got here. As it rolls off into my lap. This is the collage papers from Tim. It's documents. This is really good paper. I just have to remember to use it. There's my little ruler. It doesn't like to tear. Okay.
Did you cool it?
That's strange paper that won't cut. I mean, won't tear. Now then. Take away that edge. One edge is with the green and the other is not. So I'm just going to put down that little spot. What you going to use? I like Bengal spit, but it's kind of hard to come by. Glue stick is so freaking easy. Now this is going to have to be spread out. I lost a pen last week. You have to have stainless steel. Okay. You were just sitting right there before. Where did you go? All right. Do I want to do that? No. All right. By the time you find it, it's going to be dry. I was looking for something to spread it with. So yes, it is fragile. I don't care. This is my field notes journal, and we all know that I know how to make a mess. I almost think matte medium would be easier. There, that's how you do it. Documents, so I'm going to use this lined paper. I love Distress Oxide because it doesn't dry that fast. Now this is where the good doctor can put her notes. I don't have a waffle weave paintbrush. That sounds interesting, Joycey. Good. Oops. Oopsie. Ah. Bugs. I hate bugs. I'm not the entomologist. Remember to overlap stuff. See? And let's do one more over here. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Just peel one off here. Sometimes it's more trouble than it's worth to try to avoid getting more than one stamp. You know, coloring more than one. This is my favorite way to do it, though. I've got a Seth Apter stamp over here that won't stick anymore. It won't stick to the plastic. I've tried licking it. And... Hey, Pop.
Are you recording?
Uh-huh. You need me?
I was going to tell you about that.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
All right. Nice little smear there. That's what that's good for. Anyways, anybody know how to make those stick again? Hey, Sandra. The stamp I was just using is Stampers Anonymous Entomology, number CMS 328. I have fallen in love with these stamps. I'm going to use some of that orange iridescent. This is what I was talking about, interference orange. I probably bought this 10 years ago thinking, whoa, I need one of those. I'll never use all this. Now I can go back. And this is Timmy's collage paper documents. And blot it. I'm making some backgrounds and stuff so that people who don't know all this can they may not know that you can use a gel plate as a stamp. Good. And that interference is kind of sheer, so you can see it on top of that document, but it kind of makes it look like it grew there instead of sticking out in the middle of a page. I just talked about Jane a few minutes ago. I started a series a couple weeks ago called 52-Week Challenge from Dr. Victoria RoseBloom, who was a botanist in the 1800s, but she time travels. So on Mondays, there's a video out that is just her. I mean, she sometimes drops in and says a few words, and she gives us information out of her journal from 1850 on what she saw and the kind of bugs and her theater tickets as she traveled the world to get to the Amazon. And then on Tuesdays, I have a field notes journal. I have two, actually. And the thing about field notes is it's not always just bugs and animals. And once a week or once a month, I'll be putting free printables out with the Monday class that pertains to, these are just some pages that I just put stuff on like I'm doing here. And these are from some of the printables. And then usually every week she's at a different destination. This is Aztec. And that was because the cover of the journal had nice symbolism. So, you know, we have clip art that measures that. And then we did Ireland for a couple of weeks where we studied trefoil knots and watercolors and stuff. And I paint them to make them fit in. Here's another one from Ireland. And I've got stamps on the sheets that are from Ireland. Some of the pages in here are butt ugly, so they may get a little fancier treatment later. And here's one where she wrote around the corners, which is what they do. So there's that one. And it's just the elastic binding, so you can take pages out or whatnot. And then this one it's on my supply list. It's a Coptic stitch bound, so the pages lay flat. And I'm just doing pretty much the same thing, just using the printables for that week and just making a page around them. Here's another Aztec, another Irish. And all these writings and things pretty much are Irish. We have a girl coming out of a bowl. And another, that just won't stay down. I wonder what the deal is there. I think that's about the third time I have glued her down. And let me see. I got some right here. Here's some of the watercolor clover, which is called a trefoil. So I tie it all together with the math and the science. And here's one done in soft pastel with matcha tea on the background. And that's another watercolor. Here's a trefoil knot, similar to the, oh shoot, I knew I'd forget it. Mobius strip, where it's like a figure 8, and where the paper joins, it's got one twist, and that twist enables you to go around that piece of paper, that cord, and come out, and you have gone all the way around both sides from that one point. There you go. And this is the maze that she went on, because her muse gives her ideas of where to go, and then she's got to figure out what to do with it. This is gouache. And these are some samples of me trying to do that. And this is yesterday's. This is the maple leaf that made a monoprint on our patio. And then here's a maple leaf in watercolor, and that doesn't belong in this set. So that's what I've been doing. So every week I paint something and give you printables, and then on Tuesdays I work in the journal. Any questions? So anyway, it's all free. All right, so now let's go back and see what other kind of trouble we can get in here. You know what? I think I'm going to do something to tone that down. Not that I need to, but I just want to. I'm going to use Titan Buff. Oh, wait, nope. That's the interference. That's okay. There. And I do want a little bit of Titan buff. I love the color of these pages. In this little book. The ones I found a year or so ago are still on Amazon. You know how nice that is. And I got 2 of them for $15 or something like that. And they're really good books. Nice paper. Look at the paint I got left. Okay. Oh, anyway, I started when I saw your message, Sandra, if you're still here, is that I was talking about Jane's thin jelly plates and how she just lets them sit in her book overnight until they're dry and then pulls them up. But I thought that that's how books get stuck. Wet wipe, damp, wet wipe, just to see what we might do. Again, not a whole lot, because putting it on the way I did, it's real thin. But that is a better page to me, because the stuff that can go on top of it can be the star. That one. That one could use some too. This is where I did it first. That's going to be a nice page to finish. All right. I'm going to find one that doesn't have these pages. The way I did them and folded the book back up really have some potential. That one could be worked on a little. Let's do glowing peach. That is not peach. That's bubblegum pink. Arteza bubblegum pink. I'm going to put this down. Not open yet. I don't think Folk Art's come out with any new colors. Oh, there. Yeah, bubblegum. Flash line. They had several last summer. And Walmart's still the best place to get them. Yep. Help me, Joyce. There's a hexagon. I'm just going to. Oh boy, is that bright. But I'm going to tone it down with what I had left over here. Shoot. I hate it when that happens. Bring some of the gang over, Sandra. Since COVID, I think there were just so many people on that folks got out of the habit, or they started doing their own and didn't have as much time. Okay. Keep the paper. Look at the color where the matcha was under. And this wasn't wet, so it had to have picked up that darker color from the jelly plate. So when you get ready to, I'll tell you one thing I do want to do, tone it down again just a little. Use the complement, which in this case, this is such a transparent color. And that is loud. Loud, loud. So now let's go back to the Titan. How'd you get a page that was a 1/4 inch thick? Oh, I'll tell you, laddie. I'm showing off for my YouTube people and screwed it up. I could have used some of that Titan green. There's just some stuff peeking through. Whoops. Blot it. Now then, that's better. I can live with that. Because we're going to put stuff on top anyway. It's going to be a good page to keep. I'm going to dry that and then put a little bit of paper on it. Went down a rabbit hole last night of alcohol ink. I sure do like alcohol ink. I'll probably do some. I want some Celtic ink, so anybody out there wants to tell my good fairy, Joggles has it. It's made in Ireland. And it has some real cool properties. Put this color in here. It took a little bit, but I got some pretty colors. Just some neutrals grayed down. Or as we say in painting, kill the chroma. Oh, I was going to do something else. Of course, it would be easier if I could, if I had a bigger pair of scissors in my hand. Okay, this time I'm going to use that medium. Good job. I'm supposed to have a palette knife in here. My poor room. Oh, here we go. This tonic thing will fit down in there. Now let's very carefully put a little bit on the top. Okay. This is Watermedia, their artist line. And I love the size jar it's in. I can just keep it right over here beside me. And I think I'm going to use one of these strange ones that I've tried to use before and haven't gotten a good print on them. Operator error. Let me see if I can make that flatter. Put this bigger one under there. Oh, there's the credit card. That'll make it flatter. That way it says it has to go on straight. But I will. I'm not going to introduce another color. This is brush corduroy. Ink your stamp. Don't stamp your ink. I watched Tim's product demos that he did maybe a year ago now. That was one of the things I picked up there. And this one is called Renaissance CMS 415. It's okay. It's all right. Color doesn't show up a whole lot. Could have used darker ink. Okay, now let's do some in our other journal. Yeah, some of these pages like this that are yuck, I'm going to use Folk Art chocolate brown metallic. And what else am I going to use and put those back? Let's do the frosted glass again. This is, I said this was the watercolor one. It's not. This is the frosted glass. Folk Art again. Got it at Hobby Lobby. It's very sheer. It's more of the same. Fun. Okay, so we need something a little bit brighter than that. Let's do Purple Flash. Yeah, that's a little bit better. see who else is here. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to use the screen on the laptop for. Bye, Z. I'm sure she's already gone. That's better. It can use some more, but I don't have to do anything right now. And that's a little tuck spot. So I'm going to give it some of the same. This is a great size jelly plate for this. Just a little bit. And look at all those yummy layers I'm building up there. Okay, cool. Now what we got? Let me do this again. Okay, that's just enough. I'm going to do some more paper under that. This is a belly band. Oh, it did tear that time. It just didn't tear with the ruler. Well, that's good to know. The reason Tim likes this so much is that it feathers good. And all those little fibers tend to disappear when you put matte medium on them. Let me see what's under here on the other page. I'm going to wrap that under just like that. And I want the jaggedy edge, and I don't want it centered vertically. I didn't go all the way with it. No, I didn't go all the way. He didn't even get to first base. Cool stuff. Okay, I'm just going to coat the top. And if you've got some pages that you really want to be manageable when you put stuff, you can take them out with this journal. And there we are. as thin as I'm using it, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for adding liquid to this paper. They didn't put it in there yet. And this is an excellent way to use up odds and ends and collage papers, because you can jelly print collage papers and you'll have inventory forever. So making a journal like this is a good way to get rid of and use them. And then that means you can do more jelly printing. I really need to get some under here. A little bit anyway. Everybody still with me? There's life out there yet, Joyce. Life in them there hills. Bear with me. I want to get one of those little Conair blowers. They're about this big around, but they're straight, and they're hair dryers and have a cool setting, and they work great for alcohol ink. Once the book gets full, these pages will sit better. And I may have to change my binding elastic. It was some old stuff that I got out of Grandma's stash. And this is washi tape that I made. From Robin McClendon's book, but you know what? I need to keep that. I'm not through with that book yet. Okay, don't know what to do with that page. Need a little tag. I need to round the corners on that, don't I? Always looks a little more finished. Cool. All these fun toys. Oil painters don't get this kind of fun toy. Okay, let's skip on to some of these. I saved that piece of paper, but this is out there. Stuff's beginning to fall over. I'm going to use the Titan Green Pale Golden. Did I shake that a while ago? There's one. A little bit of water. Alrighty. You know, when your desk starts getting full, it's time to go. All right, what time is it? 4:58. I think that page would be more workable now. So I think I'm going to put, let's see, what have I got here? I've got travel. Let's do that. I'm not going to jump the gutter here because that page thing, because then these two will be hooked together. You could cut it. Or tear it. So I can tear this, and then if the page should happen to move, then that'll work fine. And I'm loving the raggedy edges. I like raggedy. Put the tool up. Now we get the edges later. Kind of want it to be sort of even. I'm winding up for a finish. I want it real good right there where I'm going to cut it. There. Maybe there's hope for me yet in mixed media. I even like the wrinkles, so. There you go. You cut it and didn't really mean to, didn't you? It does not like being wet. Gosh, it blends in so much you can't even tell where the edges are. That's what I like. It went through a little bit on the other side, but that's okay. There. Okay. Look at that. You'd never know that ugly page was under there. Would you just look at that? And that's the way I love it, when it just disappears. Look, we have another page yet to go. Actually, I think that collage paper would probably cover that just fine. All right. I think I'm done. I did a little. Got a little bit done. All right, Joycey. I think it's just you and me and Fiddler McGee. Oh, God. If I could remember lyrics, we could have a ball. Okay, I'm proud of that. I like it. Now, these are kind of, they'll be easier to do a collage from scratch on with something already there to tie it together. I'm gonna leave that alone and when it's good and dry. So, any last words for me? Anybody? Joycey, I love you. Bye-bye. Going away now. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed. Okay, here comes my little closing thing. Bye.